Hey guys, so I want to do story time with y'all. Yeah, this hopefully the next stories in this segment aren't like bad ones, but the first one is just an experience that I have to share. Let me tell other people so y'all don't have the same bad experience that I've gone through, because good Lord knows, like, it was crazy. Let us begin. Okay, so it all started on a rainy day. Just kidding, it was sunny. I like to get Brazilian waxes done. I mean, a lot of women, do like landing strips, and a lot of ladies get different designs or, trimming. I get a Brazilian. Just gonna leave it like that. I get a Brazilian. So, and they're actually really expensive. I've gone to places where it's been like $115. I've gone to places where it's $70, and this process takes less than an hour. It's probably like 30 minutes, maybe less. It depends on like how much you keep up with the Brazilian waxes. The more you go, the thinner the hair is and the more sparse they begin, because you're ripping the hair from the hair follicle. You're ripping it from the root. So it's new growth, and that area you just keep pulling it and pulling it, and eventually you're not gonna have any more, right? That's what happened to your dad's bald ass head. Anyway, they're really, really expensive, right? So I was like, you know what? I want to try and go for one that's cheaper. So I looked on Groupon. Really bad idea. I looked on Groupon, and I noticed that there was, some for like $60, $50, but then I saw this golden one for $30. $30 is nothing. Ladies, we know when we go get our nails done, when we go get our feet done, it costs money. $30 was nothing. I was like, you know what, this is great. I really need this Brazilian. I've waited for too long. Like, I have to go get it done. So I was like, $30. So I called the place, and they say that they're gonna honor it, and I have an appointment for the next day. So, I prep my skin. I make sure that I exfoliate a little bit beforehand, just to make sure that the area is really nice and well kept for the appointment. Okay, and so I get there, and it's this really small mom and pop shop, which is not bad. I'm not dissing mom and pop shops. I actually like to, shop locally. So I go into this little mom and pop shop, and it happens to be in the back of this market, like a grocery store, like a small family-owned grocery store, and it's in the very back. That should have been my first flag. No. My first flag should have been that it was $30, right? So I go, and it's probably like 7 women sitting on these black couches. They have this row of chairs of ladies getting their eyebrows threaded. And I'm like, that can't be done like in maybe a separate room. Anyway, maybe I'm just too bougie, right? So I'm sitting on the couch, and the lady goes, what do you need? And I'm like, oh, my name's Esther blank, I'm here for an appointment. And so she goes, okay, we'll sign your name. So I went to go sign my name, and so she asked me, so you're just here for the eyebrows? So I was like, no, I had an appointment. I talked to somebody earlier. They didn't know what was going on. They didn't know that I had my appointment for the Brazilian, which was kind of like, y'all should know, like, I made my appointment yesterday. Anyway, she finally calls my name, and she brings me back. And then she goes, okay, go ahead and undress, and I'll get my stuff prepared. I've had numerous amounts of Brazilian waxes, and they always leave the room when I undress from the waist down. This lady stayed in the room, and I was just like this, like covering. I started to unbutton my shorts because I'm like, okay, she's about to walk out. Let me just do a little unbutton real quick. No, she stayed in the room. So I'm standing there with like my shorts unbuttoned, like, and she's like, oh, no, honey, that's fine. Go ahead and change. I'm gonna see it anyway. So I was like, but still, it's like a mind thing. It's a privacy thing. Like, I don't want you to watch me change, and I know that you're gonna be all up in my most intimate place, but I don't want to let you watch me change. That's weird. So I go. I unbutton my clothes, I take off my shorts, I take off my panties, and she goes, okay, go ahead and lay on the bed. That should have been flag Flag number 3 was that she made me change in front of her. Flag number 4 was that the bed did not have any lining. Y'all, hygiene. The bed had no lining. The bed had no paper. The bed had nothing, just the leather on the bed. And I'm so soft-spoken. I'm so, like, shy that if I see, like, something bad going on, I mean, unless somebody's being hurt, like, I really don't say anything. I'm like, okay, it'll be fine. Everything will be fine. It's gonna be okay. It was not okay. So I got on the bed, and at this point I'm kicking myself like, dude, run, but I can't. Like, I keep thinking to myself, okay, everything's gonna be fine, everything's gonna be okay. It wasn't okay. Normally, what they'll have you do, pretend these are your legs, they'll have you put your legs together like this, your feet together, and then your legs will be open like this. And you, God forgive me. Okay, so your legs are open like this, and they'll have you do like a little butterfly thing. I'm bare. At this point, I'm bare on the bed, and she tells me to scoot down. So I scoot down. She goes, scoot down a little bit more. So I scoot down like this. I'm about to get a pap done or something. And so I'm scooting down, and she's like, okay, open your legs. So I did the butterfly, you know, the one that they usually tell you to do, the little butterfly. She's like, no, spread your legs. So I had instead of my legs being like this, my feet together, my legs were like this, high up in the air, like this. And I was like, okay, you know, new place, new tradition. Maybe she thinks, you know, maybe this is easier for her. I don't want to be a pest. I don't want to make a mess. This is easier for her. I'm gonna let her tell me whatever positions I need to get into. So my legs are open, and she is going to town. When I tell you she's going to town, she's going to freaking town. So she put down the wax on there, put down there, it's like Muslim cloth, and it's easier to rip the hair. It's better than people use a bunch of different stuff. This one was Muslim cloth. So she laid down the Muslim cloth, really like laid it on there to make sure that the hair was adhering to the wax. Wait till it dried a little bit, ripped it, but didn't place her hand there. I think and I know this is a really weird experience for some, but I get this done all the time, so I don't like, it's not embarrassing for me. I've had some people rub the area after they've just waxed that certain spot. I've had people just place their hand there, and even that feels a little bit better. But when you rip and then you go back to another place using the same cloth, using the same strip, and you keep ripping, that hurts the whole time. And I'm not one to complain at all, but the whole time I was like I was like, help me. And she was like, is this your first time? And I lied. I was on the spot. I was feeling anxious. I lied. I was like, yeah, this is my first time. She's like, oh, because it really it never hurts. Everybody else says it doesn't hurt. And while she's like ripping as fast as she can, I don't know if she was like in a hurry or if I came during like a bad time, like she had to go to lunch, but it hurt like so bad. So I'm there like frozen with fear and hurt and pain and anger. And so she just keeps ripping. That should have been sign number whatever. I don't even know what sign we're on anymore. Like, that I should have left because she was going all crazy with the ripping. The next worst part was that she had me in, like, I think at least 6 different positions. And I'm not flexible. I'm not flexible like that. Like, So she had me with my legs like this. She had me with one leg forward, one leg back, like this, and then she had me, I don't know, like 100 different ways. I do have some chunk on me. She had me spreading, she had me assisting her in holding, which I've never done before. I've actually done that once. No, I'm not gonna lie. I've done that once, but that was because we were doing the back part of the Brazilian. This whole conversation is just so... I hope to God my mom doesn't watch this one. So anyway, I've had people before where I've had to assist because I have a big butt. So I've had to, for some people, you know what I mean? For some people, and just hold that area until they can wax properly. I'm like laying out all my secrets right now. But the whole time she had me doing that. So, and it was just like, she was going really, really quickly. She was wasting wax on the bed, and she was like, oh, she was getting frustrated. And I was like, if you would have put like a liner, because that's what liners are for. If you just put a liner, then you won't have to worry about getting wax on there if you just put a liner. She was getting wax everywhere. She was getting frustrated, and she was going really, really quickly. And at the end of the wax, she was like, okay, let me just wipe some away. So I've had people that will, with wax, you're not going to get like every single little piece of hair. I've had people tweeze the area before. I've had people go back with a little bit more wax and do it. The area's already sensitive, so if you have somebody who's going to put more wax on that area, you know, just be mindful. The area's already sensitive, so meh. But I've had people tweeze the hair from the places where the wax didn't get, and it's fully smooth. It feels like just smooth. It's just, oh, it's amazing. She didn't. She left like sparse patches of hair in that area. Normally, a person will take oil, not baby oil. I don't really trust baby oil. I've had people use jojoba oil. I've had people use coconut oil, which I'm like, yes. But she used baby oil. I'm not going to knock her on that because oil is oil. To take away the dried wax that stayed behind that she couldn't get. But what I did not like, I didn't like, she put a whole bunch of oil on a paper towel. So she's like squirting that thing on a paper towel, and she proceeds to wipe not only the vaginal area but also the buttock area, the whole thing. She didn't inspect the area and say, okay, this part has dried wax, let me just take that off. She did that to the whole area, and then she did that to the vaginal area is already a sensitive area. She did that to the most sensitive area of the vaginal area. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh my god, oh my god. And she was like wiping, and she, at this point, she's wiping fast. She's going fast, and I'm like, with my legs open, like what is going on right now? Like, I can't believe this. It's crazy. And then she left me like that, and she goes, okay, go ahead and get dressed, and you're done. You know, you're done. You're go ahead and get dressed. What? Bitch, what? She was like, yes, I had an oily vaginal and buttock area, like dripping in oil. So I left. I gave her the $30 plus a $20 tip. I hate being a nice person sometimes. I hate it. That's $50 that I could have spent on going towards an actual professional waxer, because that was just nuts. That was crazy. It was crazy. Let me tell you how a good waxing experience goes. You walk in, there's candles, it smells like lavender. There's a little baby cherub angel playing in the corner, okay? She tells you to undress, and then she tells you that she's gonna knock in a couple of minutes, see if you're ready, and you undress, you fold your clothes neatly, nicely, place them on the table. There's bed lining, there's paper or a cloth on the table so that you're not spreading your germs to somebody else, if you catch my Tokyo drift, okay? proceeds to place wax part of your arms and part of your hands and asks you if that's too hot. You say, no, that's wonderful, thank you for asking. And then she proceeds to tell you to, you know, put your feet together and spread your legs and move to the end of the table, which you do graciously, gratefully. And then she proceeds to wax the area. She pulls one strip, she throws it away, and she places her hand on the place where she just waxed to make sure that it's not gonna hurt that bad. She leaves it there for a little bit, and then she proceeds to the next area, to the next area, to the next area. She tells you to turn around onto your stomach, and either she holds your butt cheeks or you hold your butt cheeks, and she proceeds to wax that area. She inspects the area to see if she's left any additional hairs that the wax didn't pick up. She either proceeds to pluck them or wax them, which I personally don't like, but that's another video. She proceeds to pluck them, and then she proceeds to wipe away any excess wax. And then you pay her, she tells you, I'm going to step outside, go ahead and get dressed, knock on the door, tell me when you're done. You get dressed, you feel great about yourself, you rub, okay, you don't have to rub that area, but I'm saying you feel the area, it feels really nice, it feels really smooth. You don't feel dripping oil coming down from your legs. And then she walks back in after you're done dressing. You pay her the correct amount, and you say, adios, you have a good day, thank you so much, Terry, I love the way you did that, thank you. That's a good wax experience. What I had was not. So in conclusion, guys, what I want to say is, if you find a Groupon coupon for $30 for a Brazilian wax, don't trust it. Or at least look at the reviews, because I should have done that. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope the next video is a better story than the one today. Thanks.